Jack, what do you want to tell people about what you believe to be true and on what basis?
Okay, well, what I saw on radar from my own investigation, basically, kind of in secret, without the National Weather Service knowing about it. I didn't really talk about it, and I couldn't talk about any of this with my coworkers. But once I retired in 2016, then I felt like I was open up to it. But I did do some interviews about what I did see, because it was quite a huge event in West Michigan in 1994. We had police officers that saw it. We had a reporter, a newspaper reporter that saw it. We had 300 witnesses from the ground that have seen it. And then I saw it on radar, and it all gelled together. Everything, all the eyewitnesses seemed to match with what I saw on radar. Eventually, when I came in, basically the people on the ground were seeing it at 9:30. Started seeing it at 9:30 p.m. on March 8, 1994, and then I came in at about 10 o'clock. When I started seeing the unidentified flying object, it looked like an airplane that was on radar. The weather radar is capable of seeing both liquid and solid objects, of course, and at different levels. So unlike an air traffic control radar, I had a radar that was analog back then that I could actually zoom in on anything I wanted to. If I had to look for hail or tornadoes or whatever,
so what did you think
I could
it was,
manipulate
Jack?
the radar. Well, I can tell you what it wasn't. It was not, and I had a checklist of going down through the through everything I could think of that it could possibly be. Could it be military that they were using, for instance, some sort of like chaff or some sort of electronic radar jamming, but from what I could see, it wouldn't be that, because not only did it not gel along with the eyewitnesses on the ground, but the visual.
No, I get it, Jack. I get it. I get it. But here's the question. Yeah. Let's jump to what people are going to say.
Sure.
I totally believe your account.
Okay.
I totally believe that it's corroborated by other people's. The question is,
right?
But that doesn't mean it's from out of this world. It could just. Yeah, it could just be that it was something that you weren't able to identify and people didn't give you an answer to it. But just give me this last piece, and then I want to move on to Barone about what his experience has been, which is, why do you believe it's something that can't be explained from being from this world?
Okay, well, it looked like, for instance, a jumbo jet on radar, what would be like a jumbo jet on radar, except what would be different with it is that its movements. It could hover, it could move at instantaneous speeds, jump about 20 miles in right angles. It would stop, hover, stop, hover, and then go about 20 miles, stop, go at another right angle. And they had all the signatures of what an airliner would look like on the weather radar, with the amount of the echo that I could receive, the amount of signal that I got back showed it as a shiny metallic object, except that it was moving at extremely high speeds that I could barely keep up with it. And not only that, but it acted, after a few minutes of me looking at it, it started acting like it was playing with me. It acted like it was, it knew that I was looking at it, and it started looking like it was showing off for me, saying, look what I can do. And it actually lined up directly with my radar. There were 3 and 4 of them that was completely down. Sure. Okay. And so the thing is that they moved finally, after looking at it for about 2 to 3 hours, and after the phone call that was recorded, they settled over Southern Lake, Michigan, near Chicago. And I recently just got a notice from a 747 pilot that saw it over that day. Over that night, saw the same thing I did, And what I later found out was that they had stopped and hovered and were in, like, there were several dozen of them just hovering over Lake Michigan, for southern Lake Michigan, and the only place that there was open water. Everywhere else in Lake Michigan was frozen solid that year in 1994, in winter of 1994.